welcome guys. Welcome to the first podcast episode of Back The Pak. It's myself, Umar, and with me is another cricket fanatic, Asim.
Yes, bro. Well, how many years has it been now, bro?
Well, we've been watching cricket together for
Over 10 years?
Yeah, it's got to be over 10 years. Yeah. Both very passionate about the game, very passionate about Pakistan as a nation. Also, obviously, a cricket team. We follow them through their ups and their downs, probably more downs than ups.
Yeah.
However, we're now obviously we've entered the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023, which is currently being played in India, and we just want to talk through the games that are going to take place, and obviously more specifically about Pakistan and their games. We obviously played our first game yesterday against the Netherlands. There were a few scary moments throughout the game, but we'll talk a bit more about that throughout the show. And yeah, it's just we're just going to share our views, our opinions, and like the show says, back the pack. Yeah. So guys, just going to put it out there. I'm a huge Babar Azam fan. I know, recently he's probably had a few bad games, but ultimately I solely believe that in terms of leadership, he's probably been one of our greatest captains in the making. So not quite yet, but he's definitely in the making, and we've got to back him. We've got to back the team. So yeah, yesterday's game.
Yes, bro. So
should we kick start?
Yeah, let's start with the top of the order. So Mr. Fakhar Zaman.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've had ups and downs with Mr. Zaman, coming from Champions Trophy highs to probably a lot more lows since then, I would say, overall. Yeah. A few glimpses, I think, we've had of form.
Thing is, I'm a big advocate of Fakhar Zaman, and I've watched him since 2017 throughout the Champions Trophy. And, his entry into one-day internationals was purely based on Ahmed Shahzad, who didn't perform in the group game against India at Edgbaston in 2017. And with his failure, Pakistan decided to make a change in the top order. So they brought in Fakhar Zaman, and he made his debut against South Africa at Edgbaston again, and that was a must-win. And we all know how that went down. So and I don't know. I mean, he's got potential, and I feel he's currently struggling. I mean, if you look at yesterday's game, we'll forget going back to the previous ones. Just talk about from yesterday's World Cup game. He didn't look comfortable at all.
No, never. Never got into his flow.
And he had loads of outside edges. He just couldn't middle the ball. His timing was really off.
I was just about to say, the problem is the thing with him is he's a form player. Like we say, Champions Trophy, that whole phase. I mean, he was formidable and he was fearless. Yeah, and that was the thing. Especially when it came to, like, say, Champions Trophy final. Don't want to talk about it too much because we're focusing on the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's unforgettable, that his innings there, and in all the matches, to be honest, leading up to that final and that phase of Pakistan cricket. Yeah. But just feel that, more recently, he'll have the odd occasion, but we're not getting that consistency. And really, I think overall the team is elevated since that time. Yeah. But in this department, we seem to be just, out for answers.
Well, if you look at, we'll go back to him yesterday. Like I said, he wasn't middling the ball. He got caught trying to drive through the offside, got an inside edge high on the bat. He's not known for feet movement. So, true. If I I know I said I won't go back into previous games, but if I look back at his previous innings, he is known for the least amount of foot movement, and he kind of relies a lot on form. That if he's got form from previous games, he'll get through it no matter what. Yeah. And even his bad sort of foot movement will actually look quite good. He's known for kind of dabbing at the ball and sort of, you know, gets edges. He gets caught in slips a lot. He gets caught behind with the wicketkeeper a lot. But yeah, I'm not too sure. You know, I really want him to do well. You know,
and maybe it's a case that, you know, give him a little break. You know, get him off, but then let him perform, you know, domestically or whatever it is.
But this should have been done before the World Cup.
Well, yeah, this is not the time for experimentation.
And this is the problem.
Yeah, now we're this is it.
We're in the thick of a World Cup. It's a world tournament, and we're now thinking, you know, we should do this, we should do that. But I said this long time back. You either stick with him and you just keep going with him.
This is it.
And then
we accept him.
You accept him for what he is.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Knowing, you know, next episode, you may have surprised.
I hope so. Well, we got a game against Sri Lanka next on the 10th. And I'm hoping, you know, he picks up some form. But yeah, there were a lot of talks of him being dropped prior when they weren't announcing the World Cup squad.
I mean, I think overall the shame I felt with the Netherlands game is obviously warm-ups aside. This was our first sort of competitive, but it was a favourable start for us.
Yeah.
Right? We were allowed to make the mistakes that we made.
Yeah.
We got away with, you know, quite a bit, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll be that lucky in the next few games. So I think that was the opportunity for someone like a Fakhar, even, you know, the others to get on with it, get in form.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, without sort of sounding disrespectful, but the game against the Netherlands is probably going to be the easiest one that we're going to have.
Yeah, they probably are the weaker side.
You know, and
even though not taking anything away.
No, absolutely not.
Because they've shocked many teams.
Yeah,
we know better than.
And to be honest, they're in the World Cup because they deserved it. You know, they played outstanding cricket in the World Cup qualifiers, hence they're here. But it's only going to get hard going down into the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Sri Lanka next, and then obviously the big one, as the whole world says. I mean, I don't think it's the biggest one. I think every game,
classical.
I think they call it the old classical.
The cricket classical.
For me, every game you play in a world tournament is a big one.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, we've got India on the 14th, and then, you know, further down the line we've got the other teams, and I think it's not going to be easy.
No.
So yeah, but anyway, we'll move on from Fakhar Zaman, and you know, inshallah, he picks up some form, and you know, he comes through for us. We'll move on to the next the next one. Our next dismissal was Babar Azam, Captain Babar. I don't know. He struggled.
We're not dropping him.
We're not going to drop our captain.
Yeah, it's one of those performances where, once again, like Fakhar, I think, you know, we've seen some good innings in the warm-ups.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to seeing him just be free.
Absolutely.
And have that opportunity to make a big total. You know, we saw today, you know, totals of over 400.
Yeah. South Africa, outstanding today.
We should have had that. And I think, you know, we may see that with other teams playing Netherlands. So I thought it was a shame that he didn't get to shine. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of anticipation around Babar. I think him being in India is a big move, and I think a lot of support out there, you know, which is nice to see.
Yeah, if you saw the when Pakistan landed, the reception that we got, and you know, I want to thank the city of Hyderabad, thank the people of India for showing that much love to our team, our players. You know, it was. I
mean, this is the dialogue we should be having.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, and I think this is what we advocate, especially on this podcast as well, is that, you know, we are fully advocates of, we'll watch any match. We've been to watch India matches. Without Pakistan involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, we appreciate the players.
Yeah.
You know, cricket is cricket.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's nice to see that. It's nice to see, because, you know, we've heard a lot of negative things as well. But no, it's good to see that, and hopefully, you know, long may it continue.
Inshallah. But yeah, going back to Babar, so he couldn't read the spin, especially of was it Aryan Dutt? He was struggling. He was really struggling. He was nearly LPW'd in the fourth over. Yeah. To be honest, if that ball straightened a little bit more, and maybe the height was a little concern, he was a goner. He just struggled to get the ball away. He just could not get the ball away at all. and 5 of 17 balls. I mean,
yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I know we like to play that. Was it 90s style of cricket?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that is, yeah. We do need to start seeing a little bit of adapting to the modern day form of cricket. I think, you know, we can't rely on just that last late flourish. Yeah. And what we're seeing, obviously, across once again other teams is consistent scoring.
Yeah.
You know, these pitches are there and they're there for the batsman.
Yeah.
And okay, we may be we may be stronger on the bowlers and whatnot as usual, but
yeah, but are we?
Well, I mean,
and that's another.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
But you know, traditionally,
yes,
you know, a bowling side as opposed to.
But even Babar, he, you could see the frustration because he couldn't find runs. Yeah, so look, you know, I've been watching. Been watching cricket ever since, you know, I was in my nappies. But I mean, Babar Azam alone, if you see him, and like any other player, you know, if they're struggling to find runs, you know, they then start playing forceful shots. Yeah. And Babar got caught at mid wicket trying to desperately get something. Yeah. Hence 5 of 17 balls. But yeah, look, he's our captain.
Yeah, we back him. Obviously, I think we'll see better from him, and I think
so.
We have a tendency, unfortunately, to
start off slow,
and then sort of play better against better opposition.
Yeah.
So where were we, bro? We're talking about Imam, yeah.
Imam. Yeah. So, yeah, he looked good. He actually looked really good. He looked comfortable. He played some beautiful back foot drives. I mean, there was some outstanding drives, and he pierced the field. But again, 15 of 19 balls.
Yeah, it's not enough, but you know,
definitely not enough.
A good ball is a good ball. You know,
to be fair, I think he got set up nicely.
Yeah.
It was a short ball. It got big on him, and Imam tried to hook or pull it, you know, and he got top edge. But I think, you know, I think he will do well in this World Cup.
He will, and like, you know, as we've said in the past, you know, he's come back in. He was on form coming into the World Cup.
Yeah,
he definitely doesn't deserve the label Parchi.
No, 100%.
We don't love all that.
Totally against that.
And that's the thing. We don't want, you know, in this instance, I think we've got to give him time, let him shine. We've given worse players chances, man.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that frustrates me.
We're not gonna
name and shame things, but yeah, we've seen so many
100%
people that are stuck in the team, not on form and then never performing. So, you know, give the guy a chance. You know, I think he's part of the future of Pakistan.
I think he is. I think he is.
We have to let these, you know, these guys have a chance.
Cool. Let's move on. What we got next?
Who we on? We're on Saud, Mr. Saud.
Mr. Saud Shakeel. Now, I tell you what, he impressed me.
Amazing. I mean, deservedly.
Honestly,
like I don't know. I saw one of the behind the scenes, if the after match.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this, but
beautiful.
Mickey Arthur, the director of Pakistan cricket at the moment, in the changing room, he gave him a emerging player award. I think that was just something done.
Yeah. Honourable mention to Rizzi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think was also, you know, deserving.
Definitely.
But no, so I mean, you know, I think I hadn't seen him that much.
Do you not remember when we were at?
I was going to say since.
Yeah, that England series here. Pakistan came in during that COVID time.
So since then, so what was that last year?
That was a couple of years back. Yeah.
And now,
But even in that series, so he looked really good. But I felt he played a very slow innings. But I say that, but I think we kind of needed that stability. And he brought that. He brought the stability on. But he's improved. He honestly, I think he's a guy that's gonna really do well for us. I think
we've seen it a few times. Isn't it? Like when he comes in, he's the guy that will be. You know, obviously we kind of always recent years it's been Babar and Riz. We've been relying on that partnership. I think now, you know, him coming in, we can say, okay, here's another element, and that those partnerships can be, you know, we've got a few different partnerships that we can play with, and we need that. We need options. You know, look at any other team. You know, they're back down to number 11, and then, you know, with Pakistan, it's always been a bit like, okay, where are we gonna? Who's gonna, you know, anchor the innings?
Yeah.
So it's good that, you know, this gives a lot of other players freedom. You know, takes the pressure off. You know,
and he played with freedom.
Yes.
Even though he came in a scenario where we were struggling. But honestly, I mean, look, I think every batsman that was batting yesterday in Pakistan was very edgy. They all sort of nearly got caught in the slips or caught behind. You know, there was a lot of edges flying off everywhere. But
was it the biryani?
I don't know if it was the Hyderabadi biryani or the Nawab's dinners that they were having. But anyway, that's another story for another day. We'll have a whole episode on that. But if you looked at over number 14, going on from over number 14, he was really, really comfortable, confident, and at one point, I think he was controlling the game.
Yeah, he lifted the team. I mean, that's the thing. Like you say, before that, it was looking at like, this could be
it could be
embarrassing.
A famous collapse.
And you know, and like the Netherlands were playing well. They played well throughout.
They did.
I've got to say, I was
they were
shocked.
They were solid
because I've seen them play good. I was at the England and Netherlands, the famous
2009
opener of 2009.
I was there too.
Yeah, separately.
I was there.
But that's the thing. It's like we've seen them do things, and they are very capable.
They beat South Africa in the T20 World Cup last year. I mean, thank you, because that got us to qualify. Helped us.
But but that's it. And but no, 100% Saud Shakeel. I think.
And
like you say, one for the future.
Definitely.
We can see those guys now in place in a team where, like I say, we've elevated on a level where, and now we want to maintain that standard.
Definitely.
I think we're kind of, it's not a case of...
No, I'm glad we're investing in him. I think it's about time we start investing in these guys, the young blood. And you can see the hunger for the game, the hunger to do well, the hunger for runs or wickets or whatever whatever capacity they're playing in, it's good. Well, move on, mister. Next one.
Rizzy.
Good old Rizzy.
Rizwan.
I'll tell you what. He frustrates me when he comes on, and I love him, by the way. But the frustration that I get is he's very messy.
But listen, he's not alone.
He's not. But
because, like you say, Fakhar at his best, he's not necessarily a beautiful player.
But Fakhar still stands still at times. I mean, like I said, he doesn't have any foot movement. But Rizzy is busy. They call it the busy batsman. Rizzy is busy. And it's good to be busy because you're kind of playing with the opposition and their mind is keeping them guessing on what's he going to do next. But at times, Rizzy kind of reminds me of when Yunus Khan used to come in. In his beginning of his innings, Yunus Khan, who for me was probably one of the best top to middle order batsmen ever in the game.
I think up there.
100%. And he reminds me of that. But once Rizzy gets going, I tell you what, you don't think he's ever going to get out. But he played well. We're going to go to the next one. Mr. Iftikhar Chachu, aka Chachu.
Chachu bhai, yes. He, listen, I'm a big fan. Right.
I do like him. I think he's about 20 years late.
Fair enough. But the thing is that what I like about him is over the recent years his character's come out.
Yeah, definitely.
He's no longer, he's got a little social media presence. He's got a little bit going for him. I think that's important. I think that's important in this day and age.
Let's talk about yesterday's innings. I think he played a lazy innings.
Well, honestly, I think lazy is a good word. I
think he was very lazy. I think. At times when I was watching, I was thinking, does he even want to be here right now? Because he just didn't look composed at all. And his dismissal, it was a soft dismissal. He was trying to guide the ball to third man. He got a thick edge to the keeper.
But do you think, and there is an element, and I keep saying the same thing, but there is an element of how good Netherlands played.
And I'm not taking it away because I think they played outstanding cricket. But
soft dismissal possibly.
Soft dismissal. I really think it was a soft dismissal.
But it's one of those moments where, once again, and unfortunately, with a lot of our players, it's a case of all or nothing. And in his situation, again, his style, big shots. He didn't really. It just didn't happen for him. Like you say, frustration and then led to that.
But let's not forget that he has won us some great battles, or he has put us in a great position, and maybe someone else will come and finish the game.
And I think we can say that about, this is the thing, we're saying the same thing about Fakhar, we're saying the same thing, you know, obviously Imam, like I say, you know, glimpses, this and that, you know, obviously we're seeing good stuff, and then the potential is there.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's the thing, so I think what we're saying overall is, we can't drop them.
No.
Right? We're not talking about dropping them.
No.
A bad game's a bad game. We've got big games coming, and we need these guys to
and
learn. They need to learn.
Yeah,
from this.
no, we can't. No, I'll get on to another point a bit later on in the show, but yeah, no, cool. Next, Shadab Khan.
You know what's been said about this guy recently? You know, bowling form, this and that.
But you know what? I think for me, I've always said this about Shadab, and I've said this about probably Fakhar as well, and he's yet to sort of prove me right. But Shadab, 100%. I feel he is a big match, a big ICC tournament player. So if you even look back, he hasn't, in the series that we've played, or you know, whether it's a T20 series or ODI series and whatnot, he's had a bit of a poor run. He's actually leaked a lot of runs.
That's the
you know, and if
that's the thing.
You know,
right,
we'll talk about the economy rate a bit later on again in the show, but he can bat. Right, and you know,
developed his game.
He has developed his game, and if you look at Pakistan's 11 now, we pretty much bat all the way.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like we're not that imbalanced team anymore.
No, we're not.
We have potential in each player.
Yeah. I think he used his feet a lot. Shadab.
Yeah. It's no, he was good. 32 runs is a good show.
It was, because
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and in the scenario that we were in.
Yeah.
You know, he done well, and you know what? Maybe his economy at the moment in terms of bowling is slightly high at the moment, and he's leaking runs. But I think hopefully, inshallah, he'll get better in the tournament, because he is a big tournament player. And,
big tournament player. Listen, we've had these debates for years. Mr. Afridi Shahid, the original, was also a man who liked to be known as a batsman.
Absolutely.
Even though he could bowl with the best of them.
Yeah. Well, he came in the squad as a bowler, didn't he?
That's it.
And so he got set up to pinch it in one game, and
he enjoyed it. I think that's where it comes down to. And I think.
But even Stephen Smith, if you look at Smith, Smith was brought into the Australian team as a leggy, and he's now one of the best batsmen, one of the best definitely. So
these guys are all in development. I think that's the thing.
I think we'll get there.
So I'm looking forward to the next one. So
yeah, definitely. Well, and then obviously you got Hassan Ali, making a big comeback.
Yes. Yes. So happy for him.
I am happy for him.
So happy because obviously, listen, we were I think part of it when certain catches have been drawn.
Yeah. So me and Asim, we go a lot to watch Pakistan, not just in England but even around the world. We had the pleasure of seeing Pakistan the T20 World Cup that was held in Dubai. And there's a story to that. We'll talk about that one day. How we got there, eventually made it for the semi-final, and unfortunately we didn't make it through to the final. And Hassan Ali, Hassan Ali was blamed, and I don't feel that was true, because if we actually look at it, to be honest, I think Pakistan should have scored more runs. We really slowed down at one point, but that's a game. That's a game that's done.
What are we saying about him, bro?
I like him. I like him a lot. And I've probably been saying that about every player. But Haris Rauf is actually, I call him the meme machine.
Okay.
When he has that ball in his hand, he can really hit the deck hard. But we're talking about his dismissal. Well, to be honest, we'll come to that. So obviously he came in, he used his long levers, and he put a few away, and then he decided to come dancing down the track, and that was that. But I mean, let's do an overview of the innings. So I think we looked very, very nervy for some reason.
I'll tell you the reason, bro. Is look, certain things are understandable. I think at the end of the day, Pakistan, India, after how long?
2011 we went there. I mean that was only for one game.
There you go.
And
it's not okay. Fine.
No, sorry. No, we didn't. Sorry. We done World Cup wise 2011, but we went there for a tour, didn't we? The following year, 3 ODIs.
Okay, so we're talking about over 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's not. Like no other side has that, right?
Yeah.
We are unique. Well, maybe Netherlands actually, but we are unique in that, you know, we've got extra challenges to most teams as always. We've got a lot going on behind the scenes as always.
You think Pakistan, we run on emotions?
Listen, the first game is always nervy.
It is, right? It is.
Like you say, slow starts.
But I'm saying as a team, or as a country in fact, we run on emotions.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why we are here.
We kind of, there was that thing that started up again on, I saw it on Twitter and a couple of other social sites about, that, whenever a world tournament happens, we start comparing it to previous tournaments.
Well, this is we've got to find the trends, right?
We've got to find the trends, right? Yeah. So year 92 maybe, you remember that one? That was a classic, So yeah, let's not do that. We're in 2023. It's a World Cup. It's a brand new tournament. We've got brand new players. Some of them are still here that played in previous World Cups, whether it's T20s or 50 overs. But yeah, so a few silly dismissals overall. Yeah. We didn't bat full 50 overs, mate. That is a killer. Yeah. 49 overs. Net run rate has always been against Pakistan in any tournament that we've played, and I think we are going to have that against us again. And this is why we should have. We had a great opportunity to get 300 plus. Yeah, big time. Didn't happen. 38 for 3, and it looked as if we wouldn't even get to a 200 at best.
It was a forgiving game.
It was a forgiving game.
This is the thing, right? There were parts of it where I was thinking, like you say, early on, especially 38 for 3. Yeah. What's going to happen next? Is this going to be an embarrassment? Is this going to be another one?
Yeah. And then if it was Rizzi and Saud's 120 run partnership, that brought us back. And then I think Saud got out at the wrong time. He got out sweeping a ball that I don't know. I don't think it was the sweep. But that again, you know what? He done great. I'm not going to say he done his bit because I thought he was going to get 100.
He can do more.
Yeah, I thought him and Rich both got 100. And out of the top 6 players, only one batter got a strike rate of over a run a ball.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is that modern. We don't have that modern view on cricket. Okay, fine.
But we should, because when Mickey Arthur took over in 2016, he had a vision, and his vision was to try to change the game for Pakistan.
Yeah, but what did we do to Mickey Arthur?
And that's the thing, now he's back, but he's not in the capacity that we should have him.
No, maybe not. At least he's there.
He's there, right? And I really want us to understand that we need to move with the game. We need to move with the years of cricket. Over the years, cricket has changed. You've got teams scoring 425 runs like today. So. Can we be that team? And it's a big question. But yeah, we can't afford to get out on 49 overs. That is we've got to bat at 450.
Especially against Netherlands.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is the thing. 100%. And I know then we obviously lean on our bowling.
Yeah, so and we'll move on to bowling. So bowling overview. So Hassan Ali. I mean,
thank God.
You know what?
Thank God. No, listen, I wasn't sure. When I heard the name about the recall, I know we wanted to see those. I mean, there's still names on the team sheet in the reserves that I still.
And it's a story, isn't it? It's a story of how Hassan made his comeback, and
obviously,
if it wasn't for Naseem Shah,
would we see him?
Would we see him again? And during the warm-up games, people were, writing him off.
Critical,
very critical, and. You've got to give someone a chance, and I think he'll do well. He bowled a great first spell, and then he started reversing the ball really nicely in his second spell, and he actually had a maiden wicket over.
Wicket maiden, yeah.
So he was really.
I mean, this is the thing. It's like I think we've gotten used to seeing Shaheen early wickets. That little show that we've been seeing in the 100, and we've seen it around 2020 around the world and that. And when it doesn't happen, and it's not been happening so far, for Pakistan recently,
I think
since the injury, and it is worrying. I think that if we have had both elements of this attack, I mean, because obviously Hassan Ali is opening, but then again we're looking, through the Asia Cup they were talking about we need somebody for the middle overs, we need someone for the middle overs. Now we're seeing this new attack, so slightly, obviously. Haphazardly put together attack, but it's effective, but against the better sides. This is my concern.
I still feel that I think Shaheen, since he's had that finger injury.
It's the injuries.
And I feel there's something missing.
But I mean,
and I don't know what it is.
In the short form, you've got that element of, you don't have to worry about the full 50 overs.
Yeah, but then because you don't have much time to play.
But he can be explosive.
He can be,
right? And also the batsmen are in a different mindset. Like, it's all coming from a different perspective. But now, in the 50 over game so far, I don't know. I'm a little concerned that is he getting enough time? Is he getting, because a lot of, unfortunately with our players with the injuries is that they're jumping in. They're jumping in, out, in, out. Even like you're talking about, Naseem,
That's sad. I can do a whole month worth of podcast on Naseem Shah and him not being there because I really miss him, and I pray Naseem Shah, if you're ever going to listen to us or subscribe to our channel, please get well soon, and our du'as are with you, and inshallah, let's get you ready for the T20 World Cup, which is coming next year. But going back to yesterday, so I think Hassan's pace wasn't too quick, but he'll get there eventually. His slower balls were actually quite predictable, so I think give him some time. I think he'll surprise some batsmen soon. I'm gonna say this because this is definitely something I want to talk about, and I'm not going to take too long on this, but we haven't got a genuine off spinner. We haven't got, those pitches in India. They are obviously more batsman friendly. However, they're also spin friendly. I still say as the tournament goes on and as Pakistan starts to move to different cities, there's going to be some square turners, and I think I think Chennai is going to be a big challenge for us. Even Kolkata. I remember Pakistan playing in Kolkata in the T20 World Cup, and there were square turners. Chennai is known for a spinning track, and we're playing Afghanistan, and Afghanistan has probably got one of the best spinners in the world. You've got Rashid Khan, you've got Mujib. There's some good spinners. So I think we are slacking in that department. We really need a genuine off spinner, and when you've got Iftikhar bowling spin, and he's turning it a little bit, but I just don't think we've got a genuine off spinner. No. And so
I mean, when was the last time we did have a genuine off spinner?
I think Saud Shakeel. And that was a long time ago. What was that? What year was that? 2010 World Cup.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 10.
And then 2011 World Cup against those teams, and the spell we bowled against India, and even against West Indies. So when we were missing, I think his last, probably top of my head, I think his last game was against the West Indies at the Oval. In the Champions Trophy in 2013.
The fact that there's not been any.
There hasn't, and look, there's a whole episode on that. In terms of his bowling action, and when they tried to get his what do they get his action right, and and then it all sort of went all wrong, and even with Mohammad Hafiz. But I'm sure we have so many spinners out there. But look, we'll do a quick overview on our bowling. Economy rates wise, Shaheen Shah 7 overs, 37 runs, 1 wicket, economy rate of 5.28. He didn't bowl his full quota, but I don't know. I'm still saying Shaheen is the leader of the pack.
The future.
He is the future, and I wish him all the best. I mean, Hassan Ali again. I think it was a good one. 7 overs, 1 maiden, 33 for 2 wickets. Economy rate of 4.71.
Can't say anything.
I can't. I really think Hassan Ali is going to do wonders in this tournament. Haris Rauf. Now Haris Rauf can be expensive. Especially in the beginning, the first spell he bowls, he can be quite a bit of a spray bowler. Sometimes he reminds me of Wahab Riaz. When Wahab Riaz...
I felt it coming.
I've got a very... but that's another story with Wahab Riaz. So, Haris Rauf, 4.77 economy rate, but he took 3 wickets. So, let's see. I think, and his pace, he clocked up, I think, 152 kph at one point. So he is getting quick.
Listen, exactly. Exciting to watch.
Iftikhar, I can't really say much about Iftikhar because ultimately we shouldn't really be using Iftikhar if you've got a genuine off spinner, but we don't.
No.
So, but yeah, look, Iftikhar 3 overs, 16 runs. He picked up a wicket and it was off first ball and he broke the partnership, so it was good. Mohammad Nawaz, now I think Mohammad Nawaz can be really, really good in this tournament. I think he'll be very good on those Indian pitches. He gets a little bit of turn. I think he can break some partnerships. I'm wondering if Pakistan will ever consider opening with Mohammad Nawaz, like some of the other teams have so far. With the off spinner.
It worked for Netherlands.
It did work for Netherlands. And to be honest, you never know. But yeah, I think Mohammad Nawaz will get some turn. And Shadab Khan, look guys, I'm going to back Shadab Khan. I think he's only going to get better. I think as the tournament progresses, as the bigger games come, he will be. He's a big match player. I've said this before.
He is, and he's got it's not, we can't damn his talent.
Definitely. That's what it is. Yeah, and he had the highest economy rate. I get that, but I feel he's got some armory ready.
Once again, it's just a shame that we're trying to find form at this stage of the tournament.
So,
yeah, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, I think we have. I think we just.
This is a good way to start off. A good start to a tournament. Thank God we got the win.
Yeah, and
that's the main thing.
We broke some sort of records as well. One I read. And I didn't realise this actually until I actually started doing a bit more research on it, but Babar Azam is the first captain of Pakistan that has won a World Cup game in India. Did you know that?
There we go.
And that's a stat.
There we go.
That's something I saw and I thought, wow.
And long may it continue.
Wow. And then I saw someone turn around and say, so I didn't actually come up with this, I researched this. And there was a comment made on that to the person that said it, and it was I believe it was Mazhar. He's one of our statisticians for cricket. He's a really good guy, and he came out with it. And someone responded saying, "I think you've forgotten we won in 2011 in the World Cup," and I'm like, "No." And only games we won in that 2011 World Cup were the ones in Bangladesh and in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
We actually only played one game in that World Cup in Mohali, in Chandigarh, and obviously that was the semi-final we lost. We should have won that, by the way. But
we've got a lot to come.
Yeah, we have a lot to come.
A lot to come. We've got some big games coming up. Obviously, Sri Lanka's no joke.
That's no joke. Yeah.
Obviously they didn't win today against South Africa.
But they scored. But Sri Lanka batted today, and they got some runs.
They got bowlers. They got a full team. Yeah. We saw them obviously in the Asia Cup, so we know what we're going to face.
I think Sri Lanka, obviously India is always going to be a challenge.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Oddly, sometimes we look forward to something that we're scared to watch. And I think we'll be watching.
Yeah, 100%. 134,000 capacity.
Hey, listen, I've had a few people ask me why we haven't bought tickets yet, but I'm not going to get too much into that on screen.
You know what, guys? It's a very sour subject. I really wanted to go to India.
It would have been love. It would have been
great.
We had some video on these ourselves.
Anyway, could have gone to Bollywood. Shot this out there. But I think it's going to be a good tournament. I think it's going to be a batting-friendly tournament.
Yes.
But also, I don't feel the Pacers are going to get much in this tournament. But again, it's early stages. We're only in game 4 at the moment, so I think the spinners will get probably a bit more turn. I haven't seen the leg spinners at the moment get much, so I'm looking forward. And I'll tell you what, there's a big game on tomorrow. We've got India, Australia tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to seeing if Kuldeep Yadav.
I was going to say first glimpse of India.
And Kuldeep Yadav, who I actually highly rate. I think he is. He's gonna be, I think he might even be the leading wicket taker on this. And Ashwin, and I like Ashwin. Yes. I think he was the best carrom ball I've seen for a while. And I think India has packed their side.
There's no India podcast.
It's not, but you know what?
There's nothing but love for the cricket.
Got to give.
And the fact is that they have become.
Look, ultimately India's favourite, right?
Easily.
And is that because they're the host nations? No. I think if this tournament was played in any other country, I still say India for me are probably favourites to winning this tournament.
Well, this is the thing, especially the fact that it's being played in India.
Yeah, 100%.
You would think England would have a shout.
Well, not after watching their first game.
But then,
I'll be honest, that was quite.
But then that happened. So
and that was like that was quite. I think it's scary, if I'm honest.
I think a lot of people have said it though. There's no favourites in this tournament.
There isn't.
And,
there isn't. Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I just want to see, you know, how it goes, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll close it down.
Yes. I look forward to catching up.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed our first podcast. Remember the name is Back The Pak. Myself, Umar, and I'm joined by Asim. You know, like I said, we love the game. We love Pakistan, and we're really looking forward to a good tournament, a good World Cup, and you know, may the best team win. You know, obviously our duas are with Pakistan, and we hope Pakistan can do something. You know. But yeah, we'll
I don't know. I don't think we can finish without the Janda, bro.
Okay. If that's what you want to do,
we'll tell you about this.
We'll do another whole episode on this. But
one of these.
This to close. Yeah, we'll close it down with this. And you know, Pakistan Zindabad. Back the pack. Back your boys. And inshallah, we'll see you on our next episode. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.